Tell me lower.
One. That's good.
Thank you.
You want to stand? I got to stand.
Well,
You can put it right in front of you, or right in front of me. Huh?
that was it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a long time since I've seen you guys. Well, before you ask me any questions, we're in the middle of phase 3. Now we finally got ourselves a chance where we're working offense, defense, and it's taken us some time to get to this point. We've made a lot of good strides, but now it's obvious how important it is that we work against one another. The way we practice will make us, and so we're off to a really good start. The guys are having fun, and we're working hard, and we're learning a bunch every day.
Speaking of the way you practice, you talked about your year off, how much football you took in new ideas. Does that kind of reflect? Are you doing anything different philosophically, practice-wise, or is this picking up where you left off?
There are subtle things that we're doing. That we're changing some of the formats and how we break down the periods and the breaks that we're taking, and some of those things. It's way more subtle than obvious to you, but there's a lot of things, and it has to do with how we're organized practice to a certain degree.
Coach, where's Tristan Wilkins at in his recovery process?
Yeah, this has been a difficult recovery, and he's done everything he needs to do. He's been here every day. He's here early, working hard, but we're still working it, and he's not ready to get back out. And we're in the midst of a long, challenging process here. So, fortunately, there's a lot of time, and we're going to take every bit of it. We've really tried to be really diligent about the way we've worked it and the way we've monitored it and all of that. And he's been on board the whole time. So, but it has been challenging.
You enjoying the Vegas heat? What do you think?
I didn't think this was hot yet.
This is not hot.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so I'm not complaining about the heat at all. No.
There seems to be a lot of energy with this group. How do you instill that in this group, and how does that help kind of?
Well, they've been challenged from the moment we got here about that we control the attitude, we control what we bring every day, and so in that challenge, if you want to be really good, you got to work your tail off, and you got to bring your energy and bring your juice, and in that's the way they have opportunities to express what kind of a teammate they are, and so they've been called on, and so you can see the result of it. They're really working with the kind of fire and energy that we expect.
How did Max look to you?
Max looks great. He's going full speed, 100%.
Pete, we see you out there being hands-on with your players, helping guys up, encouraging them, and just being hands-on with the guys. Is some of that attributed to you learning under Bill Walsh, and just how important it is that to you to be hands-on with these guys in practice?
Yeah, I really wouldn't attribute that to Coach Walsh necessarily. I think that's more guys that got me earlier than that, before that. But I feel like I've got to help pull everything I can from them every step of the way, every play that they take. And so whatever I can do to try to add to that, I don't always add to it. Sometimes I get in the way too. So I've got to do a good, judicious job of pushing them, challenging them, pointing out the stuff that we need to get better at and all of that on an ongoing basis. And I'm trying to show our coaches how we coach, and what's expected of them. So there's a lot going on there.
So did anyone in particular stand out to you today, or anything?
It showed. They saw some things. The offense saw some things they hadn't seen on Monday, and so it was a little bit more difficult for them. But it was good to see us make the plays, and in the hard lessons when for the offense when the defense is getting the ball, but it is all about the football for us, and the defense kind of hawking it today was emblematic of this day, and so that was good stuff.
Coach, how do you feel about Ashton Gentie's development so far for rookie running backs? Who's that learning curve of pass blocking?
I really like that stance he's in, He's doing great. He really is. He's right on point with everything that we're doing. He's studying really hard. He's been really diligent about all aspects. There's nothing that he doesn't find important. He's going to work hard on his pass protection, his third down type of work, see if he can contribute in that kind of a role as well. So we're not holding anything back on him. He's getting a lot of plays. Yeah, I think he had the most plays for the running back yet on Monday. I don't know what the number was today, but it's there. So he's getting a lot of turns.
How cool is it for you to continue seeing Gino, come over here?
By his habits and by the way he brings himself every day. He's the first guy out here. He's the last guy to leave. It's really important to him that he stands for what leadership is all about, and he's a good football player too. He's looked great in practice so far. So we're really excited about what he's bringing.
Brock Bowers had such a good year last year. How do you take that next step? How does he?
Did you see the catch he made today when the ball got tipped and they called it? They waved it off. Yeah. We had to go up top and they gave it a catch. gave him a catch. Yeah. The commissioner stepped in and gave him a catch on that. Say it again.
How does he take the next step in the development, especially after a year last year?
He has shown already. He's only been here 2 weeks because he was graduating, finished his coursework. Hats off to him for getting that done. From the moment he stepped on the field, he did everything you could possibly ask of him. His study habits, his work habits, his focus on a regular basis. He's making the catches and the plays. Gino already knows who's out there. He knows where 89 is, and he's found him a ton of times already. And he just makes himself so available. It's like what you saw last year. On a team that was struggling, he still just continued to show really positive and good attributes, and he's doing it from this point forward. So he's a big part of the offense for sure. Chip knows he's out there too.
Talk about the defense kind of fighting back a little bit, showing something today. Is this what you're talking about with competition? You just like to see this
Absolutely. Hopefully it goes back and forth all the time. Today was the defense's day. The other day, the offense kind of won the day. So that's kind of how we expect it to go. If you notice, the last 5, we're working the rookies against the rookies, and see who wins those last 5 plays. So it is part of the mentality that we've got to find ways to always keep emphasizing that we're about competing, and so it's working out okay.
You mentioned the secondary and making plays. What goes into teaching them how to pick their spots when it comes to being aggressive and trying to make plays in the ball?
Well, I don't know that it's I would see it like that. They have to be in the right place, and they have to evaluate the concept of the call as it fits to the route concept, and then they've got to make the proper adjustments that gives them a chance. Then from there, then they make the plays, So today we made it harder on the offense. We mixed some things in there today that we were hoping would be challenging for them, and they were. You give Chip one more day, and it's going to be hard tomorrow. He'll bring it right back at us. So, but it's really the confidence that they gain from and knowing that they know what they're supposed to do, what's expected of them, and then trusting that the guys around them are doing the same thing. That's what allows guys to think freely and to be confident to make the plays and break on the ball and think that I'm going to get this ball. I'm not just going to defend the play. And so we're trying to instill that mentality. And fortunately, we have some guys that really bring it. Jeremy Chin has really shown a lot already in leadership. And then Roberts has already given us a real surge in the kind of confidence that you can spread to the rest of the players. East Stokes has done a nice job too. He's jumped right up at the corner spot. So we're getting a lot of really good positive things from guys that have been there before and been on some good teams and done some good winning and all that, and they're helping the other guys.
I'm not sure how hands-on you are with Gino out here, but how do you think you and him have really just picked up where you left off from Seattle?
We ain't getting along at all. I mean, it's been a natural transition. From the time we first contacted him and let him know that we were in on this deal and we were trying to see if we could make some sense of it, we were both excited about it, and so I feel really like we're connected at the hip, and we have so much background. I mean, it's not just the couple seasons that he played; it's all of the years that he was there. Because to me, coaching the next quarterback up is really, really crucial. And so we spend a lot of time, in communicating and setting our priorities straight, staying on course. And he's just been a champion at that. And now he comes out the other end of that time frame, and he's an elite quarterback in the league. And so what he brings to us is great confidence. He brings to me, I know that we're going to get great play out of his spot. So it's really easy to work that out.
We've got time for 2 more.
Coach, the league decided to keep the coach in today. You guys do have the Eagles on the schedule. I guess your thoughts on the move in general and playing them.
Yeah, good choice. It's a good choice. Good choice to do that.
Like it.
Coach, how much of this process right now is about creating good habits for the players while they're out here?
That's everything. No, that's what this game is about. The game is about working hard enough so that you develop the skills that it takes so that when it comes to game day, comes to whatever the situation that you're facing, you have what it takes to get it done. And you know that you do, because you've established that confidence that comes through the good habits. So like on the first day out, when we went offense versus defense on Monday, we were a little shabby at some stuff, and technique stuff that was really clean going into that time frame wasn't quite as sharp as it had been. That's because all of a sudden it was a lot faster, and the guys were a lot better than offense going against the offense and defense going against the defense. And so that's the illustration of why we need our habits to be right. So it doesn't matter who we play or where it is, or Monday night or Thursday night or Sunday afternoon. It doesn't matter where we're going or where we're playing. We can bring those habits to life in game time. That's really what my challenge is to make this whole team play like that.
What's your preseason philosophy when it comes to the use of the players? Can fans expect the ones and the twos out there?
Every game's a championship game. That's the only way we know how to look at it.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you.
Come on,